Good morning everyone, class is in session. Welcome to a new series that we have on this channel called Digital Drag Mom. I don't know how many times I have gotten this comment or response from people, will you be my drag mom? The answer is no. I'm a very negligent parent. I take care of a plant, it's probably gonna die. But I do think that I can help you and any of you other fledgling drag queens that are interested into getting into drag. Basically what we're doing here is we're gonna do a series of videos that are gonna start from beginner all the way to expert. What better place to start this whole entire series of videos than talking about drag names? So before we start today's lesson, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell if you want more videos just like this, and comment down below. What's your favorite drag name that you've ever heard, or what's the worst drag name you've ever heard? So, what is a drag name? Now, a drag name is a name that a performer has when they do drag. It kind of encompasses you as a performer, either your personality, your heritage, your lineage as a drag performer, your interests, and it puts them all into a convenient package for people to see before they see you perform. So, how can you get your own drag name? We're gonna have our own little drag equation on how you can formulate your own drag name. Here's a disclaimer, it doesn't always work. Your first name is the name of your first beloved childhood pet, and your second name is going to be the name of the street that you grew up on. Martin Pinefield Road.
I don't think you have to say road.
You want Martin Pinefield instead? Come on with Pinefield, Martin Pine. It does not work for me. What's yours?
Mine is Rusty Diamond.
It works! That so works. Adam, what's yours?
Max Delancey.
I like
That's
that one.
kind of a cool drag king name. Input your own information. Let me see what you guys get. So if the equation didn't work for you, then we're gonna have to come up with a new way to find out your drag name. So Cash and I have done some research and we've decided that yes, yeah, that's why it's funny. Okay. So our first category of names is gonna be our funny or punny drag names. And these are all names that are geared towards comedy. Either they have a pun in them that's really, really funny. Ferocia approved, like Ferocia, like OSHA. OSHA approved, like if you work in fast food. Bag of chips. Land Insider. Bimini Bomb Boulash. It's just fun to say. Punny names can also be just really fun to say and just be like, kind of like, wow, like, blah, blah, blah. Our second category is gonna be not funny names. These are names that are puns, but they're not funny. These names are overdone. You've seen them before. Some examples for these names might be Gina Tonic. That's my drag daughter's name. Diana. Diana Fire. That's actually a good one. And of course, any name that starts with Anita. Anita New Hair. Anita Baby. Anita Drink More Water Every Day. Anita Tensions? That's good. But because your name is Anita and everyone else is named Anita too. Like they might be overused and not funny, but sometimes they're so overused that it is funny. We're not laughing at you. Period. So our third category is gonna be personal names. And these are names that are very personal to you. Like Derek Barry's name is personal. Like Chad Michaels, Willem. Personal drag names are really just your own name. Okay, our next category of names is gonna be pageant names. You know, like a name that really carries weight and history. Jada Essence Hall, Tamisha Amon Diamond, a lot of like prestige with the name. And to me, a pageant name also just sounds like three names just put together. So let's come up with three names. Brittany Kelly Osbourne. Here's a tip, if you want a pageant name, your last name should sound like a destination. Shannon Berry LAX. Okay, so our next category is gonna sound very similar to our first category, funny. This category is parody. Now, the difference between parody and funny is parody names draw from a reference and they twist it in a way that makes it funny, but it's not necessarily a pun. We have Sigourney Beaver, which is a parody of Sigourney Weaver. Throb Zombie, which is a parody of Rob Zombie. They're a drag king performer that does horror-based stuff.
There's Britney Smears.
Britney Smears? Britney Smears, which is a parody of Britney Spears. I assume they smear their shit. Leah Salonganisa, which is a parody of Leah Salonga. Leah Salonga is a Filipino actress / singer, and longanisa is a Filipino sausage. So obviously the person is Filipino. Or? All right, so our last category of names is pretentious. You ever just meet someone that really over-explains their drag name and they're like, I just chose this name because no one else in the whole universe would ever come up with this drag name. And that name is... Come. My name is...
Sock.
Sock. I swear there's someone named Sock, bitch. Now that we've gone and shown you all of the drag categories, I thought it would be really fun if we could actually meet some real life drag performers and ask them how they got their name. My first guest today is the amazing and beautiful Kai B. Michaels from San Francisco.
Hello, how's it going?
How did you get your drag name, Kai B. Michaels, and am I saying it right?
My name is Kai. I was raised being called Kai Kai. I was going to drag shows and someone was like, well, you know what Kai Kai means? A Kai Kai is when two drag queens have sex. And I was like, that's my name. The B came out of just like my name being Kai B on Facebook. Well, that was around the time where like, bees were like dying off, like was like making the news a lot and stuff. Also, I was like about to get married and the person I was marrying, their last name started with a B, but I was like, we won't commit to this. We'll just try it out. And we'll just be Kai B. I love bees. No matter what, I won't regret being called this. And then I was officially made a Michaels.
Because you shop at Michaels.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I thought when we first met. I thought your last name meant that you shopped at Michaels because you were very crafty.
But my drag mother, she was like, she had like 5 drag kids or something like that, right?
She had like 30.
And sometimes I do regret not having a more punny name.
How appropriate is it that you are on this new series, Digital Drag Mom, when you are literally basically my drag mother? If you could change your drag name now, you had the opportunity, what would you rename yourself to be?
I remember there was a point where I ran across a Facebook page called Naya Lisa Frank. And it was like cute and creepy art.
Like nihilistic. Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, oh shit. Like that's what I would have named myself, Naya Lisa Frank, because it's like I'm kind of nihilistic and also like.
Leave your comments down below. If you could name Kai something that is cosplay based, what would it be? The best one might get pinned.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for having me on here. And hello, everybody. Sasha Devaroe here. Origin of my drag name is a little bit of I'd say it's kind of a boring story. I was just starting in drag. Me and my friend, who was a promoter who was getting me into my first gig, called me. We were talking about drag names and whatever. And at the time, it was Sasha Fierce. Beyonce was releasing her Sasha Fierce album. And then quickly, like 30 seconds, I canceled myself. And I was like, you know what? No, because if I walk out with Sasha Fierce, everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's Beyonce, not you. Devaroe's. Yeah. And so I was adopted into that through him. So I made it Devaroe, but I did AROE because we're here in California and if I put EAUX, it's going to be like Devarox, and people still have a hard time if anybody's ever been in a show with me, but sometimes the host will say Sasha Glam Devaroe.
Yes, and Sasha Glam Devaroe.
Yes,
that's how I first met you.
So that was actually because I had been in a show where we were doing we're all doing soft painted looks, and the host looked at me and she said, "You will never be glam when you look like that."
So she didn't say it, but you heard it in your head.
No, she told me to my face.
Oh,
and so I adopted myself into a glam so the bitch could say it every time she calls my name. Yes.
What would you say is your biggest advice that you could give people who are just starting out and want to choose their own drag name?
So, I mean, my advice is to just go amongst your friends, talk to who you need to talk to, and see what sticks to you personally.
It's like you're dating someone. You can date someone and then learn about them and then see if you need to get a new boyfriend. You could end up being in a loveless relationship for 7 to 10 years and then finally leave. That's another way that your name can go too. And our next interviewee today is from New York City and also a part of the group that I'm in, Pastel Gore. We have Crimson Kitty. So I want to know, how did you come up with the name Crimson Kitty?
It's a very silly story. Essentially, I named myself after my cat. It was the third name that I actually picked because I used to do burlesque when I first started. And my first name was Agent N, like the super secret spy of burlesque, because I wanted to have like a secret spy, like the gimmick. But everyone started calling me H&M, like the retailer, and I'm like, something's not right. Like something is not right here. And so I started getting so annoyed because my name would be said wrong all the time.
H&M.
Names are sacred to us, you know what I mean? And we want to be called by the names that we're choosing, especially as performers. So I was like, you know what? We're going to shorten it. And so that became N, the only letter in burlesque. So I went with a gimmick of just having a letter. But then everyone kept on calling me Anne. I'm like, this is not Anne of Green Gables. Like it was just poor planning. So I started a little production company after I kind of left burlesque and I was exploring this whole drag thing. This is way before I think this is 2008, 2009, even before Drag Race, really had popularity. So I started calling my production company Crimson Kitty Productions. And what it was my cat, Crimson, rest in peace. And my hair dye is a hair dye brand called Adore. And they have a red color called Crimson because I would always have a signature red hair color. So it actually came from that. And it's a name that people actually don't really understand the origins of. However, a lot of people have thought it had to do with something with menstruation.
That's what I thought too.
No,
I thought I was like, I didn't want to ask. Crimson and Kitty is like an actual kitty. What is the best drag name you've ever heard?
Yeah, the names that I like are pun names. One of my favorite names is from one of my dear friends, Shanique This Gig. What? That's the most.
Shanique This Gig. We just talked about her. We're just talking about Shanique This Gig because her tagline is "She really do."
She really do. I mean, that. Sometimes you need the gig. That's the art of a good name. You know what I mean? Anything puns that makes you laugh or just makes you feel happy inside. Those are the names that I love.
If you had any advice for anyone who is trying to create their own drag name, something that they'll love and stick with for many, many years, what is your advice to them?
Google. So the last thing you want to do is come up with a name that somebody else that's already established has. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have tension rising and you haven't even got out of the gate.
Do your research. And if your name, you think it sounds questionable, maybe it is questionable.
It's probably questionable.
Okay, so now that we've gotten the basics of drag names, what makes them funny, what makes them personal, and all the different aspects, I thought it would be a fun exercise if we, let's say, reviewed all of the season 14 girls' drag names. But I can't do it alone. We have a professional drag queen with a professional name with words and letters and vowels here with us today. My amazing and beautiful, wonderful friend, Militia Scunt. And she's gonna pop in. Militia Scunt! Oh my god!
Oh, wow! Hi, audience. It's me, Militia Scunt. I'm from San Francisco, but I now live in LA. Period. And I'm sickening.
Before we get started, I want to ask you a quick question.
Yes.
What do you look for in a good drag name?
Maybe I should say, what do I look for? What do I not look for?
Okay, what do you not look for?
Okay, so it could be anything you want except a pedestrian name. I hate Jennifer. And I don't like the tired puns. But as long as it's something unique and interesting and something I've never heard before, I really love a cute, unique name.
So we're gonna be rating them on a scale from booked to not booked. We're just gonna discuss the names and see if we would book them or not, just based on their names. Okay, so her name is Alyssa Hunter, which definitely sounds to me like a pageant name.
I did hear her say that like she watched Drag Race and so she just mocked the name from Alyssa Edwards because she really likes Alyssa. Not unique, been done before. Another club.
Is she booked or not booked?
Not booked.
Okay, not booked. Angeria Paris Van Michaels from Atlanta, Georgia. That, obviously, from how long the name is a funny name.
Oh, okay.
That is a pageant name if I have ever heard one. If you had a name like that, you've earned that name. I guarantee you've earned that name somewhere, and you only get to keep it because you've had titles. This is a booked name.
T.
So our next contestant is Bosco from Seattle, Washington. Bosco, pretentious. It feels like artsy vibe.
It gives me very like, what's that dog's name? Bosco?
Okay, Google. Is there a dog named Bosco?
He was a black Labrador Retriever and Rottweiler mix, usually known simply as Bosco. Bosco died peacefully in his sleep in 1994.
Tonight.
These queens got references! Diabetes, and she's from Springfield, Missouri.
I feel like I would have to check to make sure she's diabetic before I booked her. Otherwise, I felt like I'd probably be offending someone.
Yeah! You know what? I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, her name's just Diabetes.
I'm like, not naming yourself after diseases that you don't have. Welcome to stage cancer.
Welcome to the stage rubella spreads. I feel like diabetic has been turned into a drag name too many times. Probably a not booked because of the originality of the name. Because I've heard it before.
T.
It's kind of like Anita Drink.
Right. Anita Dick, Anita Cox. I need a man. I need a
new name. Our next contestant is Deja Sky. Is that a reference to something? Because Deja is just a name. It's just a regular name.
Yeah.
And Sky is the thing in the blue thing up there. So maybe it's like the sky during the day. It's like a French thing. Short for like Dijon mustard.
So Deja is Beyonce's song Deja Vu.
Like Deja Vu. Okay.
And then Sky is a kid's character in the Puzzle Play.
I love kids shows and I've never heard of the Puzzle Place.
She's old, so.
She's my age! No, not booked. I love Deja. The name doesn't ring for me.
Yeah.
Wow, this series is starting off to a very shady start. Jasmine Kennedy.
Not booked.
Not booked. Unless it's like Jasmine Kennedy experience, like the Jamie Kennedy experience. Jasmine Kennedy, I feel like there's gonna be a girl somewhere fully with like a front-facing camera picture and like JPEG artifacts that already has it. Georges.
I would book that one because it's cute.
Georges?
Like, yeah, Georges, but it's obviously like written Jorge, so I think it's a really cute name.
Oh, I did not get that.
Yeah.
It's a booked.
Okay, cute. Period.
Okay, next we have June Jambalaya. June Jambalaya sounds like someone made up a character for like selling jambalaya at a restaurant. Here is Miss June Jambalaya.
That's kind of cute.
And then you kind of sell it on a t-shirt.
Maybe she's born in June.
Maybe something else happened. Something unspeakable.
Yeah, I'm kind of like not booked on the June, but Jambalaya is sickening. It's like,
yeah, Jambalaya is great.
I feel like she should just drop the June and keep the Jambalaya. Because I love Jambalaya.
You know what? That might be some healthy criticism for you, Miss June Jambalaya. Okay, next we have Carrie Colby, which is, it sounds like a personal name to me.
I would book her just off the last name because Colby is a huge name.
Yeah, I don't know anyone's last name, but Colby, the weight of the name has so much associated with it. I would book him too.
Yeah, I'd book a Colby.
Cornbread, the snack, Jete. That's a booked.
But
That's a booked. That is a book. That, I think that Cornbread the Snack Jite is a really, really good drag name.
But I've always loved Cornbread. I think her name is so funny. I'm kind of jealous.
And it's
Like-
also just a name that you can throw out while you're just talking in public. You're like, I love cornbread. And people are like, I love cornbread too.
Period.
Oh my God, when's the last time you saw cornbread? I was like, oh my God, Thanksgiving. Lady Camden.
Heidi Camden.
I would book her. I think it's bookable, especially because us being in the States, Lady isn't a common name to have in front.
Right. I would book her. I love that name personally. I'm like really into like stupid shit that has nothing to do with me, like royal families and shit like that. I sit up there and watch those boring ass YouTube videos forever.
Are you really?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Into royal families?
Yeah. Also, Camden is like, Camden Town is a town. It's like where Amy Winehouse lived. Yeah, but Camden Town, when you think of Amy, she's like gutter butt, grungy, very that.
Maddie Morphosis. I hate this name
I
so
do too.
much. I fucking hate this name so much. I like Maddie and I like her references and everything because she's got the stupidest humor. Not booked just off the name.
No, yeah, it gives me very. It's also been done a lot. Metamorphosis, like
Yeah,
the whole like
metamorphosis.
a caterpillar turned into a
To a butterfly,
Like,
yeah.
It's so tired.
Yeah.
It's not that serious.
Willow Pill. Because RuPaul's doing that drag race, that baby name.
Yeah, but it's not the
Willow
same.
Pill. Oh, Willow Pill. I was doing that too. because Willow Pill, it sounds like it's gonna be like baby talk name. If I want a night that's themed specifically around like baby fetishists, or like, oh, changing a diaper is part of your number, then I would book her. Our last contestant that we have right here is Orion Story.
But what's the story thing about? What Orion's
It's
story
her story.
Is that really what it's
So you're like, what's Orion's story? And she's like, let me tell you. When I was born. Wow. They're gonna fucking hate us. Love you, girls. Okay, so now that we've rated some drag names, we've put everything into categories, we've interviewed people about how they got their own drag names, let's put everything to practice and come up with a drag name ourselves today. Everyone, please welcome our special guest today, Adam. Hi. Okay, so we've learned everything about what it takes to make a drag name. Let's go ahead and give Adam a drag name based on some very simple questions. What are some of your interests?
Legos.
Okay.
Cars.
Well, because you used to be a driver.
I used to be a driver, yeah.
You used to drive for Lyft, armored cars.
Armored cars, yeah.
You're even going to be
Driving Amazon-
now. Amazon driving
yeah.
now. Name should live somewhere in the realm of cars and travel, since that's kind of what you normally do. So, put some car drag names. What was the name of your first car?
Ford Escort.
Ford Escort?
Wait, that's a good name.
Fjord? No, it's Fjord Escort. That's kind of sick name.
Actually, that's not bad.
What's the name of your favorite car?
My favorite car, Audi A6.
Audi, not any.
No.
No!
Like Prindle, but it's like park reverse. Like park reverse.
Brindle!
You mean the Prindle?
Can you imagine someone on the roster and their name is Prindle?
Brindle.
What if it was like Brooke Shields Wiper?
No, that's bad.
Brooke
That's awful.
Shields Wiper.
We're shopping for cars, so how about something in that line?
Megan Carfox.
No.
What's that thing where you look at the value of the car?
Blue Book.
Blue Book.
Kelly Blue Book.
Miss Kelly. I'm wearing blue too.
And you're wearing
Miss Kelly Blue Book.
Okay.
Should we put Miss in it?
Sure.
Adam's new name, look right at the camera. Adam's new name is Miss Kelly Blue Book. Come on, Miss Kelly Blue Book. Sell me a car, bitch. All right, welcome to the world, Kelly. Mwah. Get the fuck out of here. Wow, we did it. We learned all about drag names today. Hopefully use all of this information and come up with your very own drag name that you will like and will love yourself, and that everyone will be calling you. If at any point during this video you decided your own drag name or that you've had something that you've really stuck with, or you do have a drag name, put it in the comments down below. I would love to read your drag names and see what you guys come up with. Someone's gonna be like, come on, Miss Sedan!
Kia Forte, let's go!
Kia Forte! Susan Sedan.
Susan Sedanson.
Susan Sedan.
Susan Sarandon.
I look forward to seeing you guys on our next Digital Drag Mom video. I hope you guys learned something today. I am M Sakura. If you would like to support our channel, please make sure to hit that like button, comment down below, and of course subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell for notifications if you want to see more videos like this, and to subscribe for the whole series of Digital Drag Mom. And lastly, if you want to support our channel in another way, please consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Patrons on Patreon get so many perks, including joining our own personal Discord server, signed autographs by me, a once-a-month personal call with me and some of our other supporters, and of course, you get the satisfaction of knowing that you're helping our channel grow and become a beautiful blossoming flower. And isn't that just... wow, that's great! I don't know why I did that. All right, guys, school's out. And with that, we'll say, talk to you later. Bye. Hey, squirrel friends. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you. Still going. Did they click another video yet?